The hero of our tale is Yoon Ga-min, a bespectacled boy who genuinely wants to study hard and ace his exams. He's also the only one awake in his entire high school class as the teacher drones on too, used to this sight to bother waking anyone up. All of Ga-min's diligent note-taking has him constantly coming in second and third place from the bottom. Determined to pull up his grades, Ga-min resolves to form a study group, but unfortunately for him, his classmates are way more interested in throwing punches at one another and snoring their way through lessons. In comes the new homeroom teacher Lee Han-kyung, whom Ga-min instantly recognizes as his kind and supportive private tutor from years ago. Han-kyung apologizes for quitting abruptly back then, citing personal reasons which she doesn't elaborate upon, and Ga-min extends sympathetic concern for her since the previous homeroom teacher quit after barely a month. We soon see why. Not only are the students rowdy and rude, but the principal also turns a blind eye to the rampant smoking. One troublemaker, Lee Young-woo, is particularly nasty, throwing an iced coffee at the blackboard and slapping the living daylights out of a classmate for annoying him. A fight almost breaks out between Young-woo and Coffee Guy, with all the unruly students ignoring Han-kyung's request to return to their seats. But surprisingly, Young-woo listens, and the rest of the class follows suit. Zeroing on one particularly studious kid, Ga-min follows the reticent Kim Se-yeon around like a lost puppy until Se-yeon finally agrees to help him with his math problems. As it turns out, Ga-min has a clever mind, he just applies it to all the wrong places. Se-yeon, if you put a cake sliced into 3 parts back together, it becomes whole again, which is why 0.33x3 equals 0.99 can be rounded up to 1. Ga-min, what about the cake bit stuck to the knife? Noticing how Se-yeon genuinely puts in effort into studying, from his hunched neck to the calluses on his finger, Ga-min proposes they form a study group and go to university together. However, Se-yeon rejects him harshly for 2 reasons. The first, which he shares with Ga-min, is the gangster's son Pai Han-wol, who created an app to rank the student body according to their fighting ability. As for the second reason, it's a heart-wrenching secret that Se-yeon hides. He lives in a semi-basement with his alcoholic father who pressures him into learning practical skills, even going as far as to throw away Se-yeon's study notes. The turning point comes when Young-woo extorts money out of Se-yeon, ruthlessly beating him to a pulp, entering the fray with a fire extinguisher that incapacitates the bullies within its fog. Ga-min slings Se-yeon over his shoulder and carries him out to safety. Instead of expressing gratitude, though, Se-yeon argues that Ga-min made things worse because escaping will just drag out his torment. He doesn't have the luxury of studying, when he's struggling to survive in this horrid school. Still, Se-yeon's a good kid at heart. Even when Young-woo threatens him with a baseball bat, he doesn't give up Ga-min's name, and Young-woo prepares to strike, only for a kick to splinter his bat. As it turns out, Ga-min has been regularly keeping to a grueling exercise regimen, believing that a healthy body leads to a healthy mind, that puts Ga-min in tip-top shape to knock Young-woo out with a single punch. Oops. But even then, Se-yeon rejects the study group idea yet again, pointing out that Ga-min isn't sure about himself either. "Isn't that why you wore a mask?" says Se-yeon. "Since you're afraid of being singled out and picked on." The next day, Ga-min enters class to find Se-yeon's math notes under his desk, but he's rudely interrupted by Young-woo hurling a chair at his head and ordering everyone else out of class, setting Se-yeon's notebook aflame. Young-woo attacks Ga-min with a wrench, having realized he was behind the fire extinguisher incident. To everyone's shock, Ga-min easily tosses Young-woo aside, but he's too late to save Se-yeon's notebook, even as he desperately puts out the flames with his bare hands. Glaring with a cold fury in his eyes, Ga-min demands that Young-woo apologize to Se-yeon. I.e., furious, Young-woo hurls his burning backpack at Ga-min, only for Ga-min to leap into the air and spin kick it back towards him. The impact knocks Young-woo out, and Ga-min rushes over to shake him awake. "Apologize to Se-yeon before you pass out," demands Ga-min. Deeply moved, Se-yeon walks back into class, and the sight of Ga-min's blistered hands sets Se-yeon off in guilt and gratitude. "Why would you go so far for something like this?" yells Se-yeon, hurling his burnt notes into the trash. "I'll do it," Se-yeon declares, eyes brimming with emotion. "Your study group